Alright guys, what is up? And today I'm coming at you with a deck profile on a deck I've been really excited to show you guys. I've been playing around with a lot recently and wanted to take to locals, but due to unforeseen weather circumstances, those being Hurricane Harvey, couldn't exactly make it to locals to play test with it. Just doing a couple test hands, got in a few games with it before the storm hit us over here in southeast Texas, but so far the deck's really enjoyable, and obviously as you can tell, it's Metalfoes. Yeah, one of the decks that people thought were just going to essentially be borderline unplayable once Lynx came out, and that's not really the case. This deck's actually still very much playable, especially with the very heavy plant engine in the deck. The deck has some pretty crazy combos, it can set up some pretty strong boards, and can be a somewhat competitive deck, at least until True Draco or Zoo end up going away on the next TCG ban list, whenever that will be. Not only Metalfoes, but a lot of other decks will be a lot more playable without having to worry about Trident and Whiptail and Masterpiece and all that good stuff. So yeah, without further ado, we'll just go ahead and get straight into the deck, and got some tokens. So starting off for the main deck, of course, we're playing 3 of each of the Metalfoes, 3 Gold Driver, 3 Volflame, 3 Silvered, and 3 Steel. These all essentially serve as the same purpose. They're all normal monsters, they're all your scales that let you pop cards, and then set a Metalfoes spell or trap directly from the deck, and that's really about it. I got your 2 low scales and your 2 high scales, that's really about it. Pretty straightforward, but probably your best, I guess, vanilla Metalfoe would be Gold Driver, just because he's a level 4 and there's a lot of rank 4 utility there. So those cards right there. And then we're playing 2 copies of Bismugear. Bismugear isn't really like super important, but yeah, he's a great card in general. You want to see him sometimes, but not all the time. That's why you play 2. Just pop him and get a search during end phase, so pretty self-explanatory card. And then we're playing 2 copies of Archfiend Eccentric. Sadly, don't have secrets, but the Fusion Enforcers supers, or not Fusion Enforcers, Pendulum Evolution. These supers look pretty nice either way. Archfiend Eccentric, pretty straightforward any Pendulum deck. You just set it your scale, pop a face down, or summon it and pop a face up. Either way, forget which one it is. Yeah, you activate the scale and you pop a set card and you roll summon and then you pop a card. Pretty self-explanatory, just there for spot removal. And it's a higher scale, but not out of scale 8 like your Metalfoes. And then of course for the non-Pendulum monsters we are playing Triple Gofu. Just 1 card Decode Talker and gets you into Proxy Dragon, Link Spider, and just opens up more extra deck zones for you to make more Fusion XC plays. Also, it's a tuner, so you can make Omega and recycle your banished Metalfoes counters and things like that. So you don't have to play Omega, but you can play like other level 8 Synchros, but we'll get into that later with the extra deck. As mentioned, we are playing a very heavy plant engine, so we are playing triple Lone Fire Blossom. It's Lone Fire Blossom. It gets you deck thins you by 2 more cards and then gets you to any plant of your choice, whether it be Balbaboon, which is really important in this variant of Metalfoes because we do play a lot of bricky cards, so he just helps you dig through your deck and puts back those key combo pieces, and plus he lets you draw cards and get more stuff to field whenever he's popped. Then for the rest of the plants we're playing 3 Orphis Scorpio, and then we are playing one of the bricky cards, Cobra. This is mainly to search Brilliant Fusion, but if you already have Brilliant Fusion in hand, you can search your Metalfoes Fusion and your full Metalfoes Fusion, which is really important, something to kind of take note of, that you don't always have to get Brilliant Fusion. You can get the one you're missing, so yeah, it's pretty great. And then for our other brick cards, we are playing the 1 copy of Gemknight Lazuli. It's our Gemknight target, better than Garnet, just because you there's a combo I'll show later with some stuff you can open up with and what kind of boards it can lead to. And then for our other 2 bricks, we are playing 1 copy of Trick Clown, pretty good light target, especially in combination with 1000 Blades, which is our Invoker target. So like if you draw like any of those 4 cards, it like nerfs your hand by like a lot. But if you do have a Balbaboon or access to a Balbaboon, it can put these cards back and make your hand, I guess, a lot more playable. And then we're playing the 1 not brick card, Max C. Shouldn't really have to explain why you play Max C. Oh, there's a reason people want it to be banned. And then for the spells, we are playing the 1 Metalfoes Fusion and the 1 full Metalfoes Fusion. They're pretty self-explanatory Metalfoes. Regular fusion spell that recycles itself and lets you draw a card, and chainable fusion spell, so if they try to target your Metalfoes or something, you just chain this and turn that into a fusion monster, so yeah. And then we're playing 3 copies of Brilliant Fusion, the card that essentially makes a lot of like non-link decks playable just because of the extra normal summon and then all the shenanigans you can do with Trick Con and all that. And then since we are playing Metalfoes, we're also playing 2 copies of Painful Decision. Essentially Rhoda, it can also set up for Lazuli plays, so pretty great 2-of. And of course for the traps, we're playing the 1 copy of Metalfoes counter and 1 Metalfoes combination. Don't really have to explain why you play as a Metalfoes. Lets you special Metalfoe from the deck whenever you have a card destroyed. And then you banish it, add a Metalfoe, penalty monster from your extra deck to the hand, and then combination whenever you fusion summon a Metalfoe. You can target a Metalfoe in your graveyard lower level in the fusion monster and special summon it. If you send it to the field to the graveyard, add a Metalfoe's monster from your deck to your hand. So these 2 cards are both great in their own respect, and you search them by your pendulum skills. Then we have our 2 Gofu tokens, these really cool alternate art, or full art Callahan that somebody that used to go to our locals made. They look really, really nice. So these make really awesome Gofu tokens, since because of the added layers of paint, they make them unplayable to decks, so why not use them as tokens? For the extra deck, we are playing 2 copies of Metalfoes Mithrilium. Probably your main Metalfoes fusion you want to go into, that's why you play multiple copies of it. Make it with the Metalfoes and Pendulum Monster, and it shuffles your stuff back in the deck and deals with problematic cards. And then, of course, whenever it dies, it's recursion, so pretty awesome card in its own right. The 1 Alkahai is just disruption. It's there in case you can't make Mithrilium. The 1 Orichalc, again, just more removal. That's really about it. Also, 2000 beat stick is kind of nice. The 1 Adamante, in case you can make it, 2500 beat stick is alright. And then, of course, we are playing the Brilliant Fusion engine, so we play Strath Knight. Strath Knight's pretty self-explanatory. For our Link monsters, we are playing 1 Link Spider, make it with the Gofu token, or any of your Metalfoes, which is pretty neat. And then to its extra monster zone, you can make or the monsters that it points to, you can make a Proxy Dragon. Or because of the Invoker combo, we play Mrs. Radiant. And then we're also playing Deco Talker, which is decent, but Mrs. Radiant's honestly the better one with the 2 Link arrows. But like I said, you can't make Link Spider with a Proxy Dragon or make a Mrs. Radiant outright. Then for the Synchro, I say Synchro because we only play 1, and that's Omega, probably the best generic level 8 Synchro right now. You can't really play Crystal Wing because you don't really have a lot of level 1 tuners. In fact, your only tuner is just Gofu, so you can play like this, you can play Scarlight, you can play a lot of different things. This is just personal preference, but being able to recycle your Metalfoes traps and taking a card out of your opponent's hand is always a good thing, so public knowledge and all that good stuff. Then for the Exceeds, the only one you like absolutely have to play Invoker. I'll show the combo after we get through the extra deck. Then also the other one that's kind of necessary, Daigusto Emerald. Don't have a DT yet, but it is coming in the mail. It just got disrupted because of the weather right now. But yeah, Emerald is just there for recycling key pieces. You can put back your Brilliant Fusion engine, you can put back your Lone Fire Blossoms, you just put back whatever you need and draw a card. Then Castell and a Pistoler for generic rank 4s. These honestly can be like whatever you want. These could be the Utopia package for running over stuff. You could play, like I said, the Utopia package. You could also play Tornado Dragon and whatever you want. You could also play a Cowboy in case you can Cowboy for the game, because they never see it coming in 2017. So that is it for the extra deck. Essentially, this is the combo I was talking about. Where to set up strong boards, all you really need is like any Metalfoes monster and either either a Lone Fire Blossom, or if you already open up with a Orphis Scorpio, where let's just say we open up with Lone Fire Blossom, best case scenario, and you don't open up with the Berkey cards. So starting with your hand, you activate Lone Fire Blossom, use its effect, and then you do the same thing 2 times over with your other 2 copies of Lone Fire Blossom to get you to your Predaplant Orphis Scorpio. And then activate your Predaplant Orphis Scorpio's effect to discard your Metalfoes Scale. And then you special summon your Cobra from the deck. And then Cobra's effect activates to search primarily Brilliant Fusion, but if you already have Brilliant Fusion, then you can, like I said, search Metalfoes or full Metalfoes Fusion. And then at this point, you overlay these 2 in your extra monster zone for Invoker. And then your Invoker's effect is going to activate, and you'll detach a material from him. We'll go ahead and detach the Cobra. to special summon your copy of Thousand Blades from the deck. And then you link these two, since you have 2 Earth monsters, into our Mrs. Radiant. So now we have 2 monster zones opened up for extra deck plays. And then we activate Brilliant Fusion to send our copies of Gem Knight Lazuli and Trick Clown to the graveyard. Put the graveyard, I guess, over here. It's like really weird doing like these link combo videos now that you have like a lot more space required. For our Gem Knight Seraphonite. And then your Trick Clown's effect is going to activate to make you special summon it, and then you take 1,000, and since you took damage, you special summon 1,000 Blades. And then your Lazuli effect triggers to add back your Metalfoes scale. And at this point you can do a lot of things. You could make or you can make a Daigusto Emerald. And let's say here we make Daigusto Emerald. And detach material. Honestly, it doesn't matter. You can detach 1,000 Blades if you wanted to. And you could shuffle back your Lazuli, you could shuffle back Invoker, but say we could shuffle back all 3 of our Lone Fire Blossoms, and then we draw a card at that point. And then you can link with these 2 to make Decode Talker, so that way you have another extra deck slots opened up, and you have more monster zones opened up for more combo plays. And at this point, it all just really depends on what you have in your hand, but like say we have a Gold Driver, or like say we have a Painful Decision in our hand. Like best case scenario, we have the Painful Decision, you activate it to send, say we already have a Gold Driver in hand, we can send Steel In to add Steel into our hands, so now we have a high skill and a low skill. And then from here, like, we can do an extra normal summon for Seraphonite, since we already used our main normal summon for the Lone Fire Blossom or the Predaplant combo. You can link with these 2 to make Decode Talker after you get your extra normal summon, and then you can pop the Brilliant Fusion. You can just do so many things at this point. Just, like I said, it depends on what all you have in your hand. But that's like the main reason we play the plants in this deck, because they can lead to some crazy boards and require a lot of resources and get you to some pretty strong plays. But yeah, that's basically it for the deck profile, and I guess a little combo guide of like one of the best things you can do with just 2 cards, assuming you don't draw the bricky cards, because we do play a few of those, but like I said, Bababoon essentially fixes those. But yeah, all in all, I think the deck's really fun. Can still be very much playable in League format with this engine, and pretty decent for a locals level in my opinion. But yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will catch you guys later.